Hello, and welcome to the Notary Life with Kimmi Podcast. I am also one of the trainers with Notary Educators, which includes myself, Kimberly Nunnally, Angela Johnson, and Alexis Franklin. We each own our own very successful notary businesses and teach notaries in all 50 states to be great and grow their own business. We will discuss general notary work, apostilles, ink fingerprinting, and the duties of a notary signing agent, and much, much more. For all of your notary needs, please visit notaryeducatorsllc.com. We hope you enjoy the show, and we wish you much success. Hello, and welcome to Notary Life with Kimmi. I am Kimmi. I'm going to give YouTube a few minutes to notify everyone about the training today. Welcome to those who are here, those who will join us on the replay and the podcast. How's everybody doing today? This is a little special because it's the weekend. I guess y'all like, Kimmi ain't got nothing else to do today. She training on the weekend. Actually, I wanted to do this video last night and do the conversation for those who are listening to the podcast. However, I got really busy. The jobs were jobbing. So how's everybody doing today? We're going to do this. So right now we just have a few people. We'll give YouTube a few more minutes. How's the weekend going for everyone? Today we are doing a little training on the rescission calendar. I know everybody likes to talk about money. But we are going to learn some things today, and it's going to be a really interesting little training session. And I want to talk about the rescission calendar because I want you guys to succeed out there, and you may not know about it. Let me know, for those who are here, have you ever heard of the rescission calendar? One, if you've heard of it. Have you even heard of the rescission calendar? Put a 1 in the chat for me if you've heard of it. Hey, Roberta. Yes, you've heard of it. Oh, great. Are you using the calendar? That's the next question. If you've heard of it, are you using it? Hey, Teresa. Welcome. Are you using the calendar? Are you using it is the next question. So we got maybe a few have heard of it. Are you using the rescission calendar? Welcome to everyone that's joining us now. Welcome. We're going to do a little training on it. So let's talk about what the rescission calendar is and how this conversation came about. So my husband and I had a loan closing that we did the other day, and it's been a moment since I've actually had to fill in the rescission date. And we're going to talk about what it is, why you do it, how you do it in a moment. Okay, that's the training piece. So I was sitting there and I said, I looked at the docs. I always look at everybody's docs, with my husband before we start. Roberta says, not yet. I know it because I've had a mortgage closing in banking. Thank you, Kimmi. I haven't heard of it. Thanks for sharing your knowledge. Oh, it's my pleasure, Teresa. Hey, Donna. Yeah, so you need to know what the rescission calendar is. So back to the story really quick. So my husband had this loan signing. I'm looking over the docs and I said, the rescission date is blank. We need to fill in the rescission date. So I'm looking on my phone. I'm thinking in my head. I'm like, okay, it must be ABC 1, 2, 3, whatever the date, right? And I was like, girl, why are you doing that? You teach this in loan signing 101, okay? Loan signing A to Z. Look at the rescission calendar. So the NNA has a nice rescission calendar, and I actually have included it in the description for you, so you can just go copy and paste it and download it to your phone, or either you can print them. Hey, everybody. So let's talk about what the rescission calendar is for those who may not know. When you start doing loan signing closings, when you start doing that, notary signing agent, whatever term you want to put in there, when you start doing mortgage documents, some of the documents have a rescission time period. That means the client can change their mind. Your home equity loan line of credit will have that normally. Your refinance packages will have that also. The client says, you know what? I wanted to borrow $50,000 on my house to take a vacation or to paint or to build a new deck, put my kid through college or whatever. And now they say, you know what? I understand the risk involved. I don't want to do it. So they can do what's called a rescission. They can change their mind. but there's a proper process that has to happen. They cannot just call the company and say, you know what, I don't want to do it no more. It's a process. It has to be in writing. If you guys listen to me for any length of time, you already know if it's not in writing, it never happened. Okay. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. We are doing a little training on what the rescission calendar is. Okay. So if a client does have a loan product, and again, they change their mind, they can cancel. The calendar looks something like this for those of you who are live. Okay. It's an actual calendar. This one is for the month of February, and I'm going to teach you how to use it in a second. So we just talked about what it is that the client has to write to cancel, okay? And they're going to do this by means of using a document that's included in the loan package, okay? And it will say right to cancel is the name of the document. I'm going to also put that in the title of this video now that I'm talking it out loud to you guys. It's called the right to cancel. Is the actual form. So they have the right to cancel, but you use the rescission calendar to come up with that date. So the package that I was referring to earlier that my husband had, it was actually blank. So when it's blank, you as the notary, it is your responsibility to fill in that date. You don't want to guess. So the client has 3 business days, midnight of the 3rd day in order to cancel this product if they don't want it. And normally, like I said, it's the home equity line of credit, or it could be a refi package, something like that, right? As I had stated earlier. So if you would look at the calendar, okay? And this is so important. But before I get to that point, I want to share something else with you really quick, because this is, you may think this is not a big deal, but this is a huge deal, okay? On the rescission, when it comes to calculating the dates, Saturday is a business day, okay? Saturday is a business day, and most people don't know that. We think of the weekends as not being a business day, but Saturday is a business day. So you have to think about the holidays. If you're already doing loan signings, a lot of times clients will, the loan signing company will send you out a reminder if you're working, say, Martin Luther King, and they'll say, hey, don't forget when it comes to rescission that you have to allow for Martin Luther King Day, because that's a federal holiday. And that is not included within their period to do the rescission, okay? There are President's Day, Memorial Day, Labor Day, Independence Day, all these major holidays, Columbus Day, okay, Thanksgiving. These are not days that they can include within the rescission period. So they get 3 business days, as I already stated. By midnight that 3rd day, the bank must be notified, okay? The bank has to know that, hey, Mr. Smith no longer wants that product, okay? So they need to know. If not, they're stuck with that loan for the next 20, 30, 40 years, okay? All right, so I want to be clear. So that's why this calendar is so important, because if it's a holiday, that's going to affect the rescission date. That's going to affect the right to cancel, okay? Now, let's get back to a couple more things. You actually want to check this calendar also, because it depends on what day of the week it falls on, right? You may say, well, Christmas doesn't have a set date, but most of the holidays do not have a set date. They don't. So you got to look at it and say, well, the bank is closed on Monday. The next business day is Tuesday. But who got time to try to figure all that out, right? We don't, as notaries. Okay, we're out there having these documents signed, et cetera, et cetera. So that's why you need the handy dandy rescission calendar. So again, I'll show you what that looks like if you're watching live, okay, or watching the video replay. So for example, today is February 3rd, okay? The client has 3 business days to say, you know what? I don't want this. Today is Saturday. Their rescission date actually ends on 2/7, which is Wednesday. Okay, so you're sitting at the closing table with them. Okay, today is Saturday, and they have 3 business days. So they have until Wednesday the 7th at midnight. And why I like the rescission calendar from the NNA, and I've included the link for you in the description box. Okay, so you can either download each month, you can download all 12, or you can download the PDF to your phone. Any way you want, but you need to have this on you at all times, okay? And so for another example would be if they were closing this loan with me on Wednesday, which is the 7th, their rescission date would end on the 10th. So I don't have to guess that. It's right here in the calendar, every date that you need. There's actually a holiday this month, and we're going to go to use that as an example. The holiday is on Monday the 19th, right? That gives them until February 22nd. Okay, if they're signing with me on Monday, they have to close a business on the 22nd. So that's why this calendar is so important. If you write the wrong rescission date, it's going to affect that client being able to cancel that loan. And you do not want that responsibility. A lot of people say, well, I got errors and omission insurance. That's why I don't want you to rely on that. I want you to know what to do. So I wanted to cover this rescission calendar with you, again, because it's very important that you know how to execute the document, because a lot of times they have the date already pre-filled and sometimes they don't. It's a 50-50 chance. So if you've never heard of it, again, go to the National Notary Association and download it or print it. And I have included the link in the description already. I made sure I did that before I put the video out. So that's enough about rescission calendars. Again, I do hope you guys are using it. We have a comment here. Welcome everybody who is joining us. Nate is asking about a leap year also. So this is not about the year, it's about the 3 business days. So this is actually, and that it is a good question though, because this year does have 29 days. Normally February has 28. I'm so glad that happened, Nate. Thank you for the question. So for the 29th, that gives them until March 4th, okay? March 4th. And again, you don't have to try to figure that out because it's already done for you if you go ahead and get the calendar and put on your phone right now. Okay, so in my husband's case, I've calculated the right date after I got the calendar, because again, I was just trying to guess it. And I'm like, girl, why are you doing that? And this is what you teach, because I'm human. And I was rushing too. So I downloaded it and then filled it out correctly. Everything went well. Okay, I had to cut the fan on. I'm hot. So for those of you who need additional loan signing agent training, though, it would be our pleasure to assist you. We do have the loan signing agent training, self-paced or live training for both our Notarize Like a Pro. We have classes on the books for February. So check that out. We are also doing one-on-one training if you prefer that. So you can just play around with the website, see what works best for you, which way you prefer your training, either live or self-paced, completely up to you. What questions do you all have for me today? I can hang out a little while. What are we talking about? What's going on in these notary streets? What questions do we have? While we wait, I'll talk about the Start Your Notary Business that is available for all 50 states. If you're just starting out, if you're wondering how to start your business, you might want to check out this book I wrote. For each state has their own book, how to start it. If you live in Texas, if you live in DC, if you live in Michigan, if you live in Georgia, California, wherever you live at, there's a book for you. What questions do you have today about the notary business? Anything you want to know? How's your business going? I know fourth quarter was a little slow. That would be from October, November, December, a little slow. Starting back, actually, January is a little but actually January ended up being a good month for me. I'm going to give you a few more tips while I'm just sitting here waiting on your questions. If you are not getting a lot of signings, please make sure that you're available toward the end of the month if you can, because a lot of signings happen last minute at the end of the month, quite a few at the end of the month. It's so many signings because people, they're trying to get their books closed. Banks are, title companies, everybody trying to close at the end of the month. They have goals that they have to meet too. So if you're available toward the end of the month, don't mind working on some Saturdays and Sundays. Sometimes I get signing notifications for Sunday also, and I'll be about it. I'm telling my friends, like, you work every day. I do. I work 7 days of work, 7 days a week, 365. If somebody call me and they paying me, I'm going. Michelle says, is it hard to start a loan signer as a loan signer in Georgia, which is an attorney state. It is not as hard as you think, Michelle. The whole reason my YouTube channel and everything I did came about is because I couldn't find anybody to talk about it. Now, there were people out there doing loan signings in Georgia, but I just didn't know about it. And then when you actually read the Georgia handbook, they don't recognize the title in the state of Georgia. But that doesn't mean you cannot be a loan signing agent in the state of Georgia. So please get the book for the state of Georgia. But to answer your question, no, I'm a loan signing agent here. My husband is a loan signing agent. Alexis and Angela are. Ladero is too. Marcel was too. So there's a lot of us here. It really is. But you just need to know how to do it. There are certain products, loan packages that we're not allowed to process. But the notaries are always needed every day. Every day. Somebody needs a notary. All right. So to answer your question, it's not hard. You just need to know how to do it. Okay. What other questions do you all have for me? I can hang out a few more minutes, probably 15. It depends on you guys. If you have questions, I'll hang out. What else do we have? So did I give you the tip I was thinking? I might have. Oh yeah, the weekend tip. Yeah, that's what it was. And also about working after hours. I talked about this recently too. If you're having a hard time getting business, you also want to look at your hours. Are you only open when the banks are open, 9 to 5, where they can go to the bank? A lot of your business will come from early morning clients, people that need rush notes before school and after 5. I happened to be out with my sister the other day. We were at Ross. Telephone blowing up Friday night. Okay, this was last night. Blowing up. Okay. So I had some jobs and then I went to Ross. But I let my husband do one of the jobs and it was so funny. So he was like, do you know what time it is? I was like, time to get the money. Okay. A client needed a permission slip notarized. So my husband's talking to the client, whatever. Come to find out, and this is why you have to always be ready. Stay ready so you don't have to get ready. I'm telling you. So my husband talking to the guy, he said, yeah, my daughter and my wife are at the airport right now, and I need to get this permission slip for them to travel to Guatemala. Excuse me? I was like, that, you never know. And I said, if I had knew that was going on, I would have charged a little bit more. But I think we charged a fair price. It took 30 minutes for the man to fill out the form because it was in English and Spanish. So it took 30 minutes. So my husband was like, this took 30 minutes, right? And I was like, yeah, but I think, you can't make that kind of money in 30 minutes, But I still should have charged him a little bit more. Actually, I had already said I was going to start charging more for, I said I was already going to start charging more for completing documents and translation. When I say completing, guys, I do have some credentialing where I'm able to help facilitate some different documents, like immigration stuff. So I've done some immigration training. So I do have the bonding and everything for my state. I might have to do a whole video on that. I'm gonna think about that because I don't want to overwhelm you all, but I do share everything I do with you. So you might want to add it to your business because some things I do, you may not want to do. Other things I don't like to do, you may love doing it. So remind me, I'm sure you guys will. And I do owe a viewer upcoming training that I'm going to do on how to fill out your notary journal. I'm going to do that one day next week for sure. So make sure you sign up for the free emails because I hear you guys are getting them. I'm so excited. I went live last week and I wasn't able to send y'all an email. I was so disappointed in GoDaddy. I'm telling you. But anyway, I was able to send out one today. So I hope you received it. And I do try to put it in the Facebook group. If you're not a member, completely free. You might want to join that too. Notary Educators is our Facebook group. Okay. For those of you who may be new, our training company is Notary Educators, which I'm a part of, myself, Angela, and Alexis, and Jeffrey. I have been a notary off and on for 20 years, more than that now. And I didn't know you can make a business of it, though, until about 4 years ago. Actually, almost 5. My sister was in the hospital, not doing well, and I ended up losing her. But one of her friends came by to visit, and I asked her, because I'm a talker, if you guys couldn't tell. I said, so, hey, what you doing for work? And she was like, I'm a notary. And I was like, really? And I said, they pay you for that? And she was like, yeah, girl, people come to my house and and all this. And I came home and started doing my research. And like I was saying earlier, everybody was so tight-lipped, couldn't find out anything about Georgia. And I said, I know this is a thing because it was all on YouTube. So once I did figure it out, I told my husband, I said, I got to start a channel. I got to talk about this. And little did I know, one thing was going to lead to another. And I still love being a notary, guys. I love meeting people every day. You meet them on the best day, the worst day. Sometime it might be they're getting married, they bought a car, or it might be somebody's mother or father's in hospice, and I can do whatever they need emotionally because I did all of that. I lost my mother, I lost my father, I lost my sister, my father-in-law. So unfortunately, I work very well in those environments as far as the emotional piece of it, to be there for people. I do not like those assignments as far as like even divorce and, divorce and death. I don't like those. They're hard on you emotionally. Somebody's losing their parent or somebody's, the divorce signings are complicated. Not complicated. I don't mean to use the word complicated. I meant emotionally draining. And I say that because, these people have been married 5-10 years, whatever. And now it's like your whole life is about to be just, it's different. It's different. And you can see sometimes we've had people cry as they sign the papers, so it can be, it's a very interesting job. It's a very interesting line of work. Let's just say that. Okay. I know that was a little rant there. The next question we have is from Michelle. Don't have a book on marketing your notary services. I do not have a book yet on how to market your services. I am in the process of working on something like that. I found that there is a need for it. I do cover it a little bit in the Start Your Notary Business book. And I'll just share some things with you right now. I don't have no problem sharing with you. The main thing you want to do, Michelle, is first know what you're doing as a notary. Okay, the more you know how to actually do your notary job is going to help you in the marketing piece. Because a lot of times people buy a lot of marketing courses and they don't know how to actually do the notary job. So even though you bought a course on marketing, you don't know what you're supposed to be doing. So you still ain't going to market because you're scared. So I find that once you know what to do as far as your notarial duties, notarizing like a pro, like the name of my course, how to notarize like a pro. Once you know how to do that, it's going to embolden you. You got to go tell somebody, I'm a notary. I can stamp your paper. So you want to check out nursing homes, have your Google page set up properly so it can, what's called search engine optimization. Make sure your keywords are there. Make sure it looks pretty. Make sure it don't look like a dry piece of toast. I always use that analogy. Or does your Google page look like an edible arrangement? So these are all different things that you want to look at as far as your marketing. But I am in the process of preparing something for you with marketing. No, it is coming. So look for it. It might not be tomorrow because I got a few things that I'm working on. It's always something to work on. Unfortunately, Facebook, I cannot see your name, so I won't be able to address you. But I do want to hit your question, okay? So Facebook, we have, is most of your loan signing from platform signing orders or SnapDocs? So most of mine come from signing order. I love signing order. I don't get as many on SnapDocs these days. I used to get a lot on SnapDocs, but most of my stuff come from signing order, most of my orders. And I would highly recommend you, if you're not paying the $2.99 per month, pay that $2.99. I don't tell you guys to pay for a lot. And I was thinking that the other day, I was watching somebody else advertising something, another notary. And I said to myself, how do I say this? I work also, so I'm not just a YouTuber. I actually have 3 YouTube channels for those of you who do not know. I have Notary Life with Kimmi. I have Healthy Life with Kimmi. And I have Business Life with Kimmi. And many of you have joined me on Business Life with Kimmi because it doesn't matter what business you are building, or if you know somebody building a business, please refer them to that channel, Business Life with Kimmi. Also, on that channel, I talk all things business. Okay, over here, I talk about notary and how to build your business. But on my Business Life with Kimmi channel, I talk about all things business. And there is a difference. And I talk about how to build a daycare, how to build a lawn care. I bleed business. When you cut me, it's red, and I know how to build businesses. I really do. So I started that channel over there. My healthy journey is about my healthy weight loss journey. Still hovering around 25 pounds, y'all. But it's still 25 that I've lost, and I feel pretty excited about that. I'm eating better. I'm just healthier overall. Hopefully my numbers will reflect that this summer. But so why was I telling y'all that? I don't even remember. Oh, I know what it was. So anyway, that's where I was going with that. So I don't try to sell you guys or tell you to buy anything that you don't need. Okay. If I tell you you need it, you need it. And I'm very clear about that. The reason I mentioned the other avenues of different things that I do is because I'm not trying to make all of my money off of selling you something or collabing with people. I receive requests all day to collab with people, but I'm just not going to bring people on the platform that I don't think is something you all need. I mean, I just cannot. And a prime example of that is a scanner that went bad. You know, everybody was on the inviting people on, you know, about the scanner, the certain scanner. And whatever happened with it is no longer in business. And I'm just not going to I'm just not going to collab with everybody because they want to, my audience, they want to come and sell you something. I'm just not. And I don't even try to, but I will encourage you to pay the $2.99 to be on signing order because I receive most of my orders from there. And the reason you want to pay the $2.99, they have a free option, but the free option, you can only have one zip code, access to one zip code for loan signings, right? But when you pay the $2.99 for signingorder.com, then that gives you access to 20 zip codes. And that's a lot of opportunity. A lot of opportunity. So you put down the 20 zip codes that you would like to work in. So what we teach you in our loan signing class is you look at your area, you know, pull out a map, not a secret, and just see what zip codes are not too far from you. Because I have like 4 or 5 different cities that I can go 5 minutes and be in another city this way, 10 minutes to be in another city this way. But on signing order, if I didn't pay the $2.99, then they would only give me access to the zip code that I live in. And I don't mind traveling 30 minutes this way, 30 minutes that way. So that's why you want to pay that, okay? So that's the number one thing I would tell you to do is sign up with signing order. And again, I don't receive a lot from SnapDocs right now. I always keep all my credentialing up to date on all platforms that I am with because I never know who may send me a job. So I'm not platform loyal. SnapDocs is free. So you do want to sign up for SnapDocs, okay? We do offer the coaching corner for those of you who may not know, but we'll look at your profile for you. We'll look at your Google page. We'll do a review and see what you need in order to receive more signings. So please check those options out if you're interested over at notaryeducatorsllc.com, okay? Michelle says, sorry, I meant to say, do you have a book on marketing your notary service? I do not. That's what I was saying, but it is coming, Michelle. And I did give you some options while you were typing that. Hey, Ani. Ani says, so if you're already a notary, do you have to take another notary test to be a loan signing notary? You do if you want to work with the big players, okay? This is a conversation we have all the time, okay? So you are a notary commissioned by your state. But if you want to work with the signing companies that I was just talking about on signingorder.com or SnapDocs, they require you to have a background check and the certification from the NNA. Now, I do loan documents that I don't have to be NNA certified for, right? But if I want to work with certain companies, they're saying, no, we're not going to work with you if you have not taken at least the basic package from the National Notary Association, okay? And then we do have loan signing agent training that we can help you. So you have to take the test there. I took the test. Jeffrey took the test. Alexis took the test. All of us, Angela. However, to work with these companies, they do require that from the NNA. So what we recommend really quick is you take the smallest package from the NNA, which will be that background check and 45 question test. Okay. And then receive your training with us because it's like a practical training. It's real life. They do offer NNA training. I took it. I'm not opposed to it, but we still have a lot of people that say, you know what? I just need somebody to really explain it to you. So it's like you can read a book about how to bake a cake, but if I show you how to bake the cake, more than likely you'll do better, right? For most people. There are a few people that can read it. You could just fill it off and they can go do it. Most of us, though, we like somebody to actually kind of break it down for us. And we're very good at breaking it down over here because we like teaching. We like training. Ani says, so if you are, okay, we got that one. Glad you did. Thank you. Let's see what else we got. Frank, what's up? Frank is in the house. Oh, don't forget to hit the like button, people. Please hit the like button. Every time I see Frank and Donna, I think about it. Frank, Donna's taking your job because she remind me now. All right, y'all. Frank says hello from Mobile Notary from Lower Alabama. Y'all hit the like button. I have an RC in my bag. A rescission calendar, free download from the internet. Yes, it is free. It is completely free. And I do have a link in this video, as I stated before. I want to make sure you guys are prepared, okay? Cynthia says, hi, Kimmi. I'm an LSA newbie. Do you have a course on how to get signings? I signed up with so many platforms, but haven't gotten any job offers and none. So, Cynthia, I would first ask, make sure you've taken some training. Do you know how to do a loan signing before we start asking for the work? Do you know how to do it? You may need to sign up for the coaching corner, as I was stating earlier. Let us look at your profile. Okay, let us look at your profile. Let us see what we can do to help you to start really growing your business. Because a lot of us, unfortunately, somebody said they missed my call. AP. Oh, hey, April. Yes, you did. I called you 3 times. I think 3. Hold on, April. I'm coming to you. So anyway, yeah. So let's look at your profile, Cindy, and make sure everything is the way it needs to be and how we can coach you. You might need a little coaching, okay? Yes, April. I missed you several times there. So April, you can definitely, I left you a message actually to call me at your convenience, okay? If you want to call me right after this live, you can. So we can have our conversation, okay? Hey, Chantel, what's going on? I hope all is well there. Chantel, we need to have a conversation. We've had a couple. So, Chantel, what's stopping you from starting your business? Why are you stuck? What about states? What's the question, April? What about states? I'm not sure I understand that. We teach all 50 states. I don't think that's your question, though, but we do teach notaries in all 50. Because if you know how to notarize properly, you know how to notarize properly, okay? All of your documents are not going to originate in your state. So you cannot just be a notary for the state of Florida. All of my documents do not come from the state of Georgia. My documents mostly come from other states. So you need to know how to notarize in any document that comes to you, okay? And that's what we do. We teach you how to notarize like a pro, either live training or the self-paced course, okay? And I do have now, guys, we put a lot of free resources for you at Notary Educators. There is now a link for you to get your EIN number free. Don't pay nobody for your EIN number. There's a link for you to learn more about LLCs. That's a frequent question that we receive. Alexis also created a notary startup little sheet for you with information on it. So check out all the free resources that we put over there. We're pretty proud of it. Michelle says, in your opinion, do you think we'll ever be able to do online notary in Georgia in the near future? Michelle. I get that question all the time. So I don't know. It may happen. It may be 25, it may be 30 years. I always say I'll be the first person to sign up for it. So I don't spend a lot of time on if, wondering, dreaming. You know, I just don't. I know there were a lot of notary associations in Georgia trying to fight for laws and fight for this and fight for that. I'm fighting for Kimberly right now, trying to make my money. So I don't know if it will ever come. I really don't. I don't know any pros or cons for not that I could think of why they wouldn't approve it, because you still need an attorney on certain documents. And during COVID, we did a lot remotely. During COVID, we did quite a bit remotely. And there is one company that has some approval. It's not remote online notary. I can't remember what they call it, but they have reached out to me. I have not did a job with them yet, so I can't even tell you how it will work. But they did reach out to me about it. So, yeah, I just don't know. I wouldn't tell you to buy any training for remote online notary, too, because I see that quite a bit. Take training on remote online notary because it's coming. You need to be prepared. You know, we always say get ready so you don't have to, that statement, right? However, not with remote online notary. I would not tell you to buy a car and you don't have a driver's license. I'm not going to tell you to buy a remote online notary course, and it ain't even legal in the state. Okay? And we don't even know if and when it will be. So I would never tell you to buy that course. So I do not recommend it. Okay? If you aren't, don't buy the course. Anybody's course about remote online notary yet, because you can't do it here. And we don't know if you'll ever be able to. Tamisha says, do you recommend any specific platforms to use to do RON? I do not recommend any platform, Tamisha, because again, in my state, we don't do RON. So I don't recommend anything that I don't actually do. Now, what I will tell you, who I feel is a trusted resource in the remote online notary space, is Side Hustle Seattle. She's spoken at the NNA. She does have a course. And she has, 30, 40,000 subscribers, maybe. I don't know. But I do trust her as a resource. We've never spoken. I don't endorse her course because I've never taken her course. So I can't say anything good or bad about it. But I find her to be very thorough on YouTube. So I tend to think however you are here is how you're going to be in real training and life. She's very thorough. And that's why a lot of people pick our training, because they're like, well, if you told me that for free, what is the paid course like? But the point is that we try to provide what you need to, because I never want you to come back and say, well, Kimmi, you said, if I said it, I meant it. And I don't promise anything that we can't deliver on, So what else do we have, guys? We got a few more minutes together. Anything else before we wrap up? Going once, going twice. So to wrap up, though, I will say, please either print your rescission calendar for each month. Also, I would say download it to your phone. I have included it in the link of this video. Check out all the classes that are up for the month of February. The dates are out. If you're listening to this at another time period, always go back to notaryeducatorsllc.com for all the class dates. Okay. Yes, Tamisha, check her out, okay? And that's Side Hustle Seattle. Side Hustle Seattle is her handle here on YouTube, okay? Lori W. says, Kimmi, you and your team training and talks are top notch. Thank you. If you were to put together a notary quick tips guide, what would you recommend I include? I am old school and would like a laminated sheet. Ooh, quick tips? Well, of course, the first thing I'm going to say is know what you're doing. So know how to properly notarize. Make sure you have your supplies. The notary space is so hands-on. It's not really something I even have a quick tip sheet. I would include an oath, knowing how to, but again, this goes back to training, how to administer an oath. Maybe have that quickly in your journal. Make sure you have a journal. Make sure you have your supplies, your pens. Just make sure you're ready. And the number one thing I'm going to tell you is going to be that training, making sure you know what to do. Because once you do that, you really don't need a whole lot of verbiage to read stuff. And we teach you how to do it simply. I'm not complicated in anything I do. Thus, the slogan over here is not that complicated. I know AT&T said, and they said it first probably, but I'm a firm believer too. It's just not that complicated. So let us help you if you need some, help getting started. Roberta says, the notary educators courses are great. Which courses with notary educators is great? All of them. No, that's what Lori W says. Yes, thank you. So Lori, it just depends on where you are in your journey. Okay. Roberta, I'm sorry. It just depends on where you are in your journey, what course you need. Okay. So please take time to read the descriptions. If you need to, you can always fill out the contact us card over there and we'll call you back. That's what April and I was talking about. She filled out a contact us and we have not been able to actually communicate. So I will try a couple of times, guys, but I'm going to really emphasize when we call, try to pick up the phone because because we're working too. So when we call you back, it's not like we're just sitting around. I don't have nothing else to do. But it's my pleasure and Alexis's and Angela to assist you all. But just please try to. And I know you're working too. You're working just like we're working. So maybe try to include a time frame that's better. Like April had put after 4, but I wasn't available after 4 yesterday. So, but we will get it taken care of, Miss April. Let's see. Oh, you're welcome, Lori. Tamisha says, appreciate you and your team for all you do for us in these notary streets. Mellow yellow, first red. Thank you. Your number starts with 862. No, it is. You looking for your hold on, was it April? I'm gonna call you as soon as we finish, okay? And if anyone else would like I said, if you need to kind of see where you are, but the descriptions are pretty clear. April had a unique situation. So, but we don't mind talking to you, okay? So April, I will call you as soon as I hang up. All right. And it is Saturday, so I'm working. I told you I'm always working. I'm either working in my notary business, which is none better, or I'm working in Notary Educators. I'm working on my healthy channel. I'm working on my business channel. The kid is always working. Yes, make sure you answer your phone when they call. I missed a call from Alexis and I was stressed. Hey, TT Shower, how are you? All right. I'm sorry. I've been taking some of the courses and they are great, but thanks for answering for everyone though. All righty, guys. Well, I'm going to head out of here. It has been my pleasure as always. I'm wishing you guys a happy weekend and do something fun for yourself. I'm getting ready to go walk at the park. That's going to be my fun activity, and then watch a couple shows later on tonight. And that's it. And I'll see y'all Monday night. I don't know what the topic is yet on Monday. If you got something you burning, let me know. I'm going to come back and do an actual training on that journal probably either Wednesday. Let me know, does Saturday work for you guys? Let me know, because the number here is really about the same as I would get if I did it during the week. The only reason I'm here on Saturday is because I couldn't make it last night. My goal was Friday night. So let me know, do y'all like weekend check-ins? If I can do it, I'll make it happen. So until next time, guys, this is Notary Life with Kimmi. Okay, bye. Thank you again for listening to the Notary Life with Kimmi podcast. We would love to be a part of your notary journey. Please visit us at notaryeducatorsllc.com for all of your notary training needs. Also, please feel free to join the Notary Life with Kimmi YouTube channel, where Kimmi has over 400 videos that will help you to grow and build a successful notary business. Until the next episode, we wish you much success on your journey. Bye.